This is Pam Morin, Creative Memories Advisor. Welcome to my Wednesday night live. We are going to scrap your stash tonight. I hope you will sit back and relax and enjoy some ideas and inspiration tonight. Or if you are in your scrapbooking space, join me and in making a layout tonight. I'm really happy to be here and with you guys. I look forward to Wednesday nights so much so that we can hang out and talk about scrapbooking. It is one of my favorite subjects, so it's good to see everybody. All right, so I wanted to do a few announcements before we get started. Just some reminders of events that I have coming up. My next Friday night crop is March the 8th, so I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys. We are going to make the sketches from the Creative Memories virtual crops together. So come join us. We have a blast. We love hanging out and relaxing and talking and laughing. It's a very fun and very laid back night. There's no cost for this virtual crop. So just, all you have to do is register. You'll get the Zoom meeting link in an email. Click on that link on Friday night and come join us. And, I don't normally put out a list of what, like a supply list. We just grab our stuff as we go. But just know that, all of those standard things that you use, all of the standard tools that you use, like a trimmer and your adhesive, obviously all of those go-to tools, and then just have some of your paper available, and we're going to go to it. It's that simple. It's just lots of fun, no preparation needed. We just go rogue, and we just go ad hoc, and we have a blast doing it. So come join us. And that's the next event that I have coming up. And then after that, let me show you my in-person events in March. My next library crop is March 16th at the Wilmington Stroop branch. So come join me. I'm excited. This is going to be my first project buffet that I'm doing at an in-person event. And what that means is you can stop by and make some projects with us, or you can come and crop with us all day. We would love that too. So project buffet on March 16th at my library crop. So come and join us. It's going to be so much fun. And what is the project buffet? Let me just, oh, that's not the project buffet. I may have removed that. Well, the project buffet, let me see if I have that easily accessible. If not, then we will just talk about it. I do. Here we go. I want to show you and give you all the right information since I mentioned it. The project buffet is 3 projects a month. So there is a simple page kit, there is a trio card kit, and then there is a project recipe kit. And that's not what they're called, but it is a kit that I will put together for you with instructions, and it is a layout that is available only to advisors. We have a library of layouts, and it will be various layouts from that library. And I will use current collections, and you can make these fun layouts with. I will provide everything in your kit: the paper, the adhesive, all of that stuff. So I will provide everything you need, and you just get to make the kit. So there's 3 projects every month. And so when you come to one of my events, you can pick from any of the projects. It is a buffet. If you want to do 3 of the trio card kits, you can do 3 of the trio card kits. If you want to pick and choose from month to month which ones you want to do, that's up to you. But it's just a fun way to do some different kind of projects and get your pages done. So that is what the project buffet is. All the information is out on my Facebook page, and if you are not a Facebook subscriber, you can get the information from me. I will email it to you, or you can also get it on Instagram. This one does not like to hide very easily. Let's give it a minute here. I had this problem last week. But I will send you the information if you are not on Facebook. There we go. There is my email address. So just send me an email. I will send you the form and you can pick out which projects you want to do. If you are in another part of the country, I will ship them all to you. So just a great way to do a variety of things, and it's a surprise. Well, you get to pick which ones, but the project recipe kit is a surprise what you're going to get. You're going to get a current collection in your papers, and you're going to get the instructions. So lots of fun. I I thank all of you who have participated so far and talked to me about it so far, and I look forward to you guys doing more. Okay, so here are okay, we talked about March 16th and then my April retreat. That's what I wanted to talk about. I still have some spots available for my total solar eclipse weekend. We would love for you to come retreat with us. We have a great time. It is such a great facility and a bunch of wonderful ladies who are always ready to welcome new people into the group. So please come and join us. And, if you are an individual, don't worry about coming by yourself because you will not be by yourself at all. You will be right there sitting with everybody and cropping with everybody. So please come join us. All right. I wanted to mention those things. And then I wanted to mention this last thing. And then we're going to get on with the project. Free shipping is going on right now. It started Monday and it goes through March 8th, and that's on orders $80 or more. So go out there with your wish list and grab those things you have been wanting to get but waiting on a promo or a sale to come along. Now's your time. You've got your free shipping. Also a great time to come join my team. You can get this bundle for joining. You get $49 for joining, and then I'm sorry, you spend $49 to join, and then you get a $50 credit that you can spend immediately, and everything's 10% off. So combine that with your free shipping, you're getting a $50 credit, you're getting and free shipping together, and 10% off on everything you buy. So it's just a great program. I love our program. You get these 3 silicone mats that you've seen me using on Wednesday nights. You get that 101 scrapbooking ideas, which we've used in my virtual crops, and you get the free catalog. Oh my gosh, the new catalog came out. You guys, I am so excited to have this new catalog. We have gone back. I don't know if you remember the catalog from last year, but it was an 8.5 by 11 size. It was a big size. It was a beautiful catalog. The only thing is it didn't have the prices on the pictures. It had a price sheet. So it did make it a little tricky to find the prices because you had to kind of look back and forth between price sheet and the catalog. Well, they've gone back to the format from previous years, which is the smaller size. So they are able to be mailed. If you want a catalog, let me know. I can mail one to you. But yes, the smaller size and with the prices on the pictures, and still they've included some ideas. So that was the great thing about last year's catalog. It was more like an idea book because it had next to the product, it had layouts for ideas. So they still have a couple pages of that in this new catalog. All right, so I'm excited about that new catalog. All right, so let's get to it. We are going to talk tonight. We are going to make a page with the Riveting Arrow recipe template. Recipe templates are my go-to when I want a page that looks professionally done and I want to do something different in my book, and I want to do something different creatively. We do the same things over and over, and we want to change it up a little bit. So this layout here on the left is using the Riveting Arrow recipe template. And it came out with the Riveting collection, which is the DIY collection, which you see here in this picture. So it's a great look for DIY projects. Let me show you a second one. This is straight from my website. This is what they have, the example that they have with this product on my with the recipe template. They have this example. When you look at that product on my website, you will be able to flip through a few pictures, and this is one of them. So another one where the theme of the layout is handyman do-it-yourself, which looks great. I love it. Now, you know what I thought when I saw this recipe template, what this reminds me of is that those holes, those circles all the way around the outside and in between the pictures, I thought were nails or screws. But I also heard that you could think of it as a pegboard, which, yes, it does look like a pegboard, right? So lots of different ideas for the do-it-yourself theme. Okay, so those are the couple that I wanted to show you tonight, just to get your mind going on how you want to use this template. Now let me switch over to my table, and we'll kick this off. But first, before we get too far into it, let's say hi to some people who are saying hi to me. Hello, Janice. Hello, Gail. Hello, Christina. I love your Friday night crops. Thank you, Christina. I love having you there. We have such a fun time. You guys are so sweet. Hey, Vicki. It is fun, Vicki. You should come join us Friday nights. You can make your junk journals. Absolutely. There is no, rule about what you can make at my Friday night crops. We make sketches, but you can work on whatever you're working on. I've had ladies that do their various crafts, or they just jump on to talk with us while they're trying to organize their room or while they're trying to pack up for a crop. So come join us. Whatever you're doing Friday night, just join us just to say hi if you want to. Hello, Ruth. Good to see you. Hello, Ross from Australia. Hello. Oh, great to have you. It's probably morning there, so good morning. Hello. Hey, Cindy from South Carolina. Great to see you. And Bev, hello. I'm looking forward to using that template. Oh, good. I hope I can show you some new things tonight with it. And hello, Jessica. Good to see you guys. Thank you guys for saying hello. I'd love to hear from you. And I would love for you, if you're joining me on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be great. And be sure and click on the bell and the thumbs up so that you are notified when I put new videos out there. Awesome. And hello, Deborah from Sydney, Australia. Hello. Oh my gosh. Good morning. It's great to have you guys. Hello from Florida. Thank you all for saying hi, and thanks for joining. All right. So, recipe templates. They can be so much fun. I love making recipe templates. They can be a lot of cutting sometimes, right? If you do the tracing and the cutting, there are some of our recipe templates that are very intricate and do involve a lot of hand cutting, which, it, like I said, it kind of breaks up the routine that you kind of get into with your pages, right? And it just looks great when you're done. It really does. Once you put it all together and you adhere it all down to your page, it really looks professionally done. So we talked about some DIY projects for this theme, and even on the front of the cover sheet of this project recipe is DIY examples. But I don't have any pictures for DIY right now, so I decided that I wanted to try a different theme, and I'm going to use the Showtime collection. We attended the Judds concert last year. Last year? No, year before last. Would have been 2020. Was it last year? Oh my gosh. Ladies, let me look on the back of my picture. Maybe, yes. No, that says, man, I don't remember when it was. Well, yes, it was February 2023. Sorry. My goodness. It was last year, in February. And so I thought this riveting arrow and all of these circles around the outside to me also look like lights or a marquee, right? I've seen a couple ladies, and Noreen talked about it as well. And I think, that's a great way to use this, and it looks fantastic. I love that idea. So what I do first with my recipe templates when I take them out of the packaging is, we've talked about this before, but just remember, you want to take your recipe template and trace it on the back of the cover sheet. I like to use the little clips. They are flat on one side, sorry. So they kind of have a curve on the top. There we go. Curve on the top and flat on the bottom. So when you put them on your paper, it doesn't lift up your paper and cause it to be uneven because they're flat. They lay flat on your table. And I like to trace it. I love this idea to take a permanent marker, because this is glossy finish, and trace them so that as you're cutting out your pieces, you're going to have your template clipped to your paper that you're going to be using. So you'll have another template, if you will, and you can lay your pieces here as you cut. So then you know which ones you still need to cut, and you can kind of start to get an idea of how it's looking, right? Now, this one's going to be a little different because you're going to trace it like this. You want to make sure you have the Creative Memories logo in the bottom right here when you trace it. But there are a lot of different ways we can flip this around to use it. So you may not have all of those directions. Like if we turn it over, you may not have, all of those directions, like the arrows pointing this way. And I can't do that with my paper, obviously. So you won't have it exactly, but at least you'll be able to keep track of which pieces you've cut out, because it can be a lot. There are a lot of pieces. And you can kind of start seeing your layout. I'm a visual person, so I love to start seeing how it looks and if I need to adjust. Okay. So just take a permanent marker and trace it. Now you'll notice that I did not do a very good job. You have to have a very light hand. You cannot push very hard on these inner pieces because they are very delicate. They're very thin. And if you push them, you'll push them over to the side, which you can see I did here. I pushed too hard and I pushed it over to the side. So you just have to have a very delicate hand. I used one of the Sharpies that is the thin point. So that is the Sharpie that I use to trace these. I just love that idea. All right. And then what else you can do is you can put down measurements, which I've started to do here, so that the next time you use it, all you have to do is look at your measurements and you're good to go. Okay. All right. All right. Hello, Sue. Thank you for joining. All right. So I've got my template traced on the cover page, the back of the cover sheet, and I am good to go. Another thing I wanted to let you know, I store these in our sort and stash binders. The 12 by 12 sleeves, these fit in there very nicely. I have a whole binder full of these recipe templates. I love those sort and stash for this kind of storage. It is awesome. You could probably use our project folders for this as well, or the new pocket folders to store these. The project folders might, if you store multiple in there, it might be a little difficult sliding them in and out because they might get caught on each other. um, but it would still work, and it makes a great way to transport it when you're going to crops. All right, so I am going to use our Showtime collection. This is definitely a great collection for a concert. You know, this has all of the what do you want to call theater and concerts and just any kind of musical performance. This is a great collection for that. I've got my die cuts laying over here to the side so we can pick those out when we're done making the page. All right, and I decided that I'm going to use this one. It's just very elegant looking. I love the texture that it has in it. And these are the two pictures that I'm going to use in the layout. I'm just going to do two on this layout. Now you could do more. There are 4 slots here, and you definitely could do some round pictures and sneak those into. So, and this could be a 2-page layout. So don't fret about not getting a whole lot of pictures on the page. You still have a lot of room for pictures. At least 4 you could do here, but you could get a lot more as well. And if you don't have 4 by 6, you can do a smaller size on the inside of this frame here. So lots of options. And that's the great thing about these templates. It's kind of like a sketch. It gets your mind going. It gives you a suggestion of what to do. And this helps you lay it out straight on your paper, you know, and get it lined up and looking great. So recipe templates are a great way to, if you're having a struggle getting started of trying to come up with what you want your layout to be. This is a great way to get you started thinking about your layout. And I have 2 landscape pictures. So my pictures are going to go here and here. And my arrow is going to be pointing this way to the picture up here. So I think that's how I wanted it. Let me double check because I have flipped this around now a lot. So this is the logo's down here. So this is how it was. Oh, I think I was going to do it like this. There we go. And I love that we have this arrow here because this is a group that we have wanted to see forever. My daughters and I love the Judds. So it was awesome to see Winona and all of her guests. All right. So you can see that the inside of these 2 squares are 4 by 6. So my pictures fit in there just fine. So it's great for 4 by 6. Or like I said, if you have smaller pictures, you could do 2 small pictures inside that frame very easily. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple of the mats from the mat pack, and I'm going to use one up here for my journaling and one down here for maybe another picture, but probably my title. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the title on here yet, but tonight let's just get down the pictures and the frames. And so let me get my clips on first. I like to use these clips. It keeps my template from moving around. And I like to line them up as I go. Okay, so I like to put one at the top left and the bottom left because that way this side it holds it so it's not moving, and then I can lift it up on this side and slide my pieces underneath. So we're going to do this picture down here and this picture up here. Just like that. Very cool. Now I'm going to have to trim this mat because let me refer back here. We have 2 where my pictures are. Those are 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. And then these 2 are the same size. The size that the 2 squares that my pictures are in, those are the same size. And then this these two squares here are the same size, and they are 5.5 by 3.5. So I do need to trim up this mat to 5.5 by 3.5. Ooh. And I'm going to, let's see, we're got to get it to 3.5. I'm going to take a little bit off each side. Let's start with a very little amount. I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch off of each side. Okay. Don't want to get it too small. And I'm not cutting off any of the decoration on my mat. Maybe a little bit of that. Nope, not yet. I haven't cut any of it off. I still have all of the lines visible. I didn't trim them off. So let me just see where we're at now. Okay, so I'm going to need a little bit more off. I am going to have to take a little bit of I'm going to do another 1/8 on each side. Just want to do a little bit at a time. Still going to look good. I love all the shiny and very celebratory designs in this collection. All right, we're getting close. Let me trim off the top each 1/8. Okay, yep, I need just a little bit more. Not even 1/8 of an inch on each side. So let me just put it, and I'm using that second dotted line is the 1/8 of an inch. The first dotted line is where your blade's cutting. Second dotted line is 1/8 of an inch. So now this time I just put it in the middle of the two dotted lines to take off just a very narrow piece. See if that is good now. Yep, that's good. I need a little bit more off the top and the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing, just a very narrow, right in the middle of those two dotted lines. Sometimes you just need these small slices off of your paper. Okay, almost. Probably could have gone 1/8 of an inch. But we'll keep doing these narrow cuts. There we go. Okay. All right, that will work. All right, and let's get our pictures down so they don't keep moving around here. Let's get our pictures adhered. Yep, just line it right up with this template. Very easy. And I love the look of having these little spaces in between your pieces on your layout so that you see the background paper through them, between them. It just gives it a nice line. Okay, so there we go. 3 of our pieces down. Let's do this one next, and then we will do the frame around the picture. So this one is also 5.5 by 3.5. So let me trim. And this card I can just trim to 5.5 by 3.5. I don't have to do little pieces off each side because it's all one pattern. So we're going to do, this needs to be 3.5 by 5.5, which is right at the edge. It's hard to see because that's where the arm comes out, but your 5.5 is right at the edge of the base of your trimmer. There we go. All right. Very good. Starting to look good. Starting to look good. All right, let's do the frame around the pictures. Now the frame is about, it's a little less than 1/2 of an inch. So I cut it at 1/2 of an inch this time. You may want to cut it at 7/8 of an inch. Looking for my ruler. I don't see it. It likes to hide on me. But yeah, if you want to be very precise, it's not 7/8, it's 3/8. 3/8 of an inch. Because the 1/2 of an inch is just a very tiny little bit wider than the template. But I went with a 1/2 an inch this time. So, and I did pre-cut some of them, but we'll cut one of them together. So you're going to use on your trimmer, once you've cut your 1/2 inch, and you will need 4 of these, 2 for the top, because you can get one length and one side from one 12-inch. So you'll need a 1/2 inch by 12-inch, 4 of those. I'm sorry, 2 of those. And one will 4 of those. 2 of them for the top. So you need one for top and side, a second for bottom and side, and then the same with the other one. So you need 4 total, 1/2 inch by 12-inch. Okay. And then we're going to use that 45-degree angle on your trimmer, which is awesome. I use that all the time. Oh, there we go. That 45-degree angle. And we're going to line our paper up with that. And we're going to line that top corner. That's going to be pointing right on that first dotted line where your blade cuts. Like so. So I've got it lined up on that 45-degree line right there. I've got my point or my corner on the dotted line, and then we're going to cut. And we get a nice angle there. And we are going to take that and line that up on our frame. And then we're just going to, you can either use, I used my nail, but you can use a pencil. We're just going to draw the other angle and cut it with scissors, or you can cut it with your trimmer, whatever you prefer. Or if you want to flip it over and use the 45-degree angle, you can do that too. Just several ways to accomplish getting that second angle, that second cut for the frame. like so. And then we already have this angle that we just cut. So that one's ready. So we can just do the same thing over here. I just used my nail and then just cut along that indent that you put in there with your nail. Or you could use a pencil or use your trimmer, whatever you would prefer. Oh, I didn't get that one right. A little bit too wide. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there is our frame. So I believe I have the rest of these ready to go. Like so. Just like that. All right. Very nice. Very much a celebration style of theme of paper. I love it. All right. Let's get some of these adhered down. I do it the same way. I'm going to use my repositionable with these frames because they are a little more narrow. So I'm going to grab my mat. Plus, I like to use the repositionable on my corners. I want my corners to lay down flat. All right, let me move all of these now because I have to lift up my project template here. All right, or recipe template, sorry. All right. So now we're just going to lift up the template and position this like so. There we go. Okay, let me do a couple of the sides here. Just going to line it up with that corner of the template. And then slide it over. Oh. Probably your multi-purpose tool can be very useful to help you position these. There we go. Oh, still didn't get it. Okay, and here is my side. Just getting it in that corner there again, and then just laying it up against the outline of that frame. And last one for up the top. All right, there we go. So that is my top frame. And then I just need to adhere this bottom frame. But I won't bore you with that. Let's move on to what we're going to do with these circles all around the outside. So you could use it's right here, your single hole punch to punch out circles and paste them adhere them in each hole. That would look very cute, very festive. You can use the dot marker, which I'm going to use, or you could punch them out of this background paper and then put another color behind them. That would look really cute as well. Just know that if you're going to do that, you're probably going to have to lift this up or like make a dot. What I would do is make a dot where each of these punches should be and then lift this up. I don't think you're going to be able to leave the template here and make the punch this way. I think it's going to get caught because I think they're exactly the same size and it just may get caught. The little mechanism may get caught in that hole. So you can try, but my suggestion would be either draw it on there or just make a dot in the center of where you want it and then punch it that way. But totally up to you. I can't wait to hear how you did it. We all want to know what your experience is, how you made it work, and we would love to see your pictures or your layouts. So please post them out on my Facebook group, Pam's Scrapbooks Facebook group, or in my Pam's Creative Scrapbook group, if that's where you're watching me from, or from Creative Heart Scrapbooking. Wherever you're watching, we would love to see your example of your layout using the Riveting Arrow recipe template. All right. So I am going to use the dot pen, which I love our dot pens. And you know, right now there is a bundle of the dot pens where you get that organizer that rolls up, which makes it a lot easier for transporting to your crops. And oh, I forgot the arrow. I got to do the arrow too. It comes in a bundle, and the dot pens that you get with that organizing tool are all new colors, and they're all coordinating colors with our current collections. So you get a nice set of markers and an organizing tool. I almost forgot the arrow. But see how easy this is with this dot pen. And I love these circles. I use them in layouts all the time. Just going to lift this up real quick so you can see. Oh, maybe, hold on. Let me lift my layout up. Get a little closer here. So we've got these dots that are going to look like lights, like spotlights. All right. And you could do it whatever color you want. I chose the gold. You could do the silver metallic. That would look awesome too. I just wanted to match the frames, the paper that I had used for the frames. I'd used silver too, gold and silver, but I wanted to match my picture frames that I use, the paper for my picture frames. And then you may get a little bit of marker on the recipe template. It wipes off with water. All right, there we go. I have a couple spaces that I have to put, and I'll have to move it over so that I can get it here where the branding is of Creative Memories branding. But you get the idea of how to use your dot markers on this layout. It looks so pretty. I love it. Now let's do the arrow. I forgot about that. That is one thing that I am going to trace and cut. And I had not decided on the paper. So bear with me here while I pick out the paper. You know, maybe I will use the silver. Although I don't think I have a big enough piece now. I don't think those pieces will be big enough. That is actually from the matte pack. And I don't think there's any more in the matte pack, but let's check real quick for a silver. These matte packs are gorgeous. This collection is beautiful dark burgundies and blacks and golds and greens and blues. Very pretty. If I can't find it in the matte pack, there might be a piece of paper in the collection that is that silver. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. It'd be nice if it was on the back of this one, but no. Okay. I could use this. That's a possibility. Let's see what I have in here though. I've got some bits and pieces, so I don't know if I have a bits and piece here of. Let's just look through real quick, see if there's that silver color. If not, then I'll use the gold. Doesn't look like it. Oh, I could have looked on the front too, on the cover page. Yeah, there's just the gold sequence. So I will just use the back of the gold paper that we just used for the frame. I'm just going to use that same gold color. And we're simply going to lay this underneath that arrow. And I try and do it over on the corner of my paper, try and conserve some paper. I try and get an edge along the place that I'm going to cut, the edge of my paper, so that I have one less place there that I have to cut. Start on an edge and then just trace it with your pencil. And just use a light hand so you don't push that over. It is a thin. There we go. So just cut it out. I'm sorry, trace it on your paper and then use your multi-purpose scissors, or precision scissors are the best for these because they are just like they are named. They are very precise. You can get into small areas very easily. They got a nice point on the end of them. I'm just going to cut off this corner there. There we go. Then we can cut the rest out from here. There we go. And there is our arrow pointing to the Judds. Nice. And guess what? Guess what I'm going to do? Guess what I'm going to use for my arrow? That's right. You guessed it. You guys know me. I have to have something up on some foam squares. And this is just the thing. It's going to look awesome. Let's use these up. These small ones are great. Oh, I could have used either the foam squares or the foam tape. You're right. I could have used the foam tape. It's one big long strand of foam, and you can cut it into whatever size you need. So yes, that would have been great for this. I have to keep reminding myself about the foam tape. That's a newer product for us, so I haven't used it a whole lot. Oh, and I have one more thing I want to tell you guys about before we sign off for the night. I have to remember that. Okay. Now, I think this is small enough that I don't have to lift it up to get it on the page. I think it will fit over top. Yeah. All right. just a few more pieces that I have to put on, and then this is done. And I love it. I love my dots. I can do my title over here, and it looks very pretty. It was a very special night, so this definitely is a very special layout. And then I can do some decorating. I hadn't decided exactly what I wanted to use, but some of these um, pieces, die cuts in the Showtime pack are um, felt velvet. They're raised and they're velvet. So they're very elegant looking. So I was thinking actually about the little camera, or this one's velvet. It's little music. So I'm not sure which ones I'm going to be using, but I like the way those look too. They're very, very elegant looking. And then maybe there's a lot of the tabs that I could use here for my um, the title, my page title. So I have lots of options here in all of these beautiful die cuts that are part of the collection. So, all right, there we go. There is the Riveting Arrow recipe template. I love it. It was lots of fun, and it did not take very long. I know sometimes that can be daunting to do a recipe template because it does take longer to hand cut everything. But this one, you have measurements to cut your pictures and to cut the frames. So there's not a lot of hand cutting, just the arrow we hand cut tonight. And then depending on what you want to do with all of the circles around the edge, it's up to you. But I know there's got to be a lot of great ideas that you guys have. So I hope you'll share those with us. All right. So the one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, let me just check and see. Hello. Thank you for saying that's a lovely layout. I like that. Looks great. Thank you, ladies. All right. So I wanted to let you know that I'm going to do some special tool spotlights in the next couple months. And let me share this one. There we go. All right. So I love hanging out with you guys on Wednesday nights, and I thought it would be fun if the next several months, right now I've got 4 planned, that we do a tool spotlight for the month. So for March, I'm going to spotlight the custom cutting system. So we will use the custom cutting system 3 of the Wednesdays, 3 or 4. I don't know how many are in a month. Okay, let me just give you the right information here. So in March, there are 4 Wednesdays. So 3 of those Wednesdays, our layouts will be using the custom cutting system. So I wanted to spotlight a different tool every month and show you various ways to use that tool in your layouts. So April will use the border maker system. May will use frame and border punches. And those are the border punches that you can also cut a frame with. So they are a dual punch. You can make a frame and a border with those punches. And we actually have a new one out, a new frame punch that just came out, and it is the Spring Leaves frame punch. So check that out on my website. The Spring Leaves is a new punch that just came out in the last couple weeks. Can cut frames and can cut borders. So that's what that is for May. And then June, we're going to spotlight trimmers. So, and why I say 3 Wednesdays out of the 4, because that 4th Wednesday, we are going to be making our 2024 albums. Remember, I said 1 Wednesday every month, we were going to work on our calendar albums. So if you are making one, we are going to work on those the second, well, sometimes it's the 3rd, in the middle of the month. So for March, we're going to work on our calendar albums on the 13th. And you know what? I will put something out there so that we have those dates so that you guys know. So the first Wednesday in March, we'll be doing a layout with the custom cutting system. Let me just give the dates. So that would be March 6th. We will do a layout with the custom cutting system on March 6th. And then on March 13th, we'll be working on our calendar, 2024 calendar albums. And then the last two Wednesdays of March, we will do layouts using the custom cutting system. So every month, I just wanted to highlight one of the tools that's in your toolbox, or if not, something you can see for the first time, or, check out how it works. So I wanted to do some specific things so that maybe you guys can grab those tools before those Wednesdays and make a page, do something fun with your custom cutting system. I will put all of this in the announcement for next Wednesday so that you know exactly what I'm going to do next Wednesday and you can be prepared, right? And just know that you can grab any of your paper packs because we are scrapping our stash. We want to use up what we have. So grab a pack of paper and grab your custom cutting system for next Wednesday and we'll make something fun. I'm not sure which shape in the custom cutting system we'll be using, but I will put that in the advertisement for this event so that you can grab the right template as well. So just wanted to have some fun with our tools and do something specific every month so that we can use these tools in a variety of ways. All right. So I will get you all of the information. And if you need to get out to my website to check out that frame and that spring leaf frame punch, spring leaves, I will be using that in our frame and border punches in May. So if that's something you want to put on your wish list or grab now while there's free shipping, I would take a look at that. My website URL is up in the upper left-hand corner. Well, it's left to me. I'm not sure if it's in the right-hand corner for you guys, but it's a QR code that you can hover over with your phone and get out to my website and check out that latest frame punch. All right. I'm excited to hold on just a second here. This one always gives me trouble. It doesn't ever want to leave my screen. I'm excited to do something with our tools. And there we go. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week and your weekend. Try and stay warm because I know here in Ohio, it's just a crazy day-by-day thing. We're back down into the lower temperatures today. So stay warm, stay cool, and stay healthy. And I will see you next Wednesday. Good night.